Mitchell Farrell.
And I'm Nsppd Robert Smith. Today we are here to give our testimony. While I was sleeping during one of the services on Sunday, I heard in my sleep, I heard you are twins and you're in your 40s. You are not married, that God's will like settle.
You and your twin, you are over 40 and you are not married. The Lord sent me to tell you, before the end of July, I will settle the two of you. Let those twins receive a rider, receive a rider, receive a rider.
And I had to rewind. And then I ran into my sister's room and I went to meet her. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
I was bored. I was like, I didn't care anymore. I was done with men, and we don't go out, we don't socialize and
all that. But I heard that prophecy. I knew that prophecy was for us, and even in as much as she was doubting Thomas, but I ran with it.
After the prophecy, and I said, okay, let me just try my, the first guy I saw, because I was done with guys. They will make promises and then they don't fulfill. We spoke for like a week. We started chatting on a week, and then she kept asking me, has he given you his number? I said no, and I'm not going to ask him for his number.
I met this man online. The thing about us, let's just be honest. When we now met this man, the altar became, we went
once in a while. It was a once in a while thing, and Pastor always say, what prayer gives, prayer keeps. And that we didn't do that.
We weren't doing that, so it was once in a while thing, sleep off, and and that was just it. So in the month of May, very little minor issue, and that was it, Pastor. It was over. Like so many things just happened.
We had to even call our mom and I said, did anything happen
during our birth?
Was there any sacrifice
that you guys did? And they said, oh, you guys must not, whatever relationship you guys go into will not work. So it was like a burden. It was like this yoke that was just hanging over our head that probably will never get married. And at this time, remember, Pastor now said, in your 40s, so I kept reminding God, I'm like, God, I didn't give the prophecy. It was Pastor Jerry that gave the prophecy. And I know, God, you will always honor what your son said. That was just it. And I'm like, God, this December 12, you're turning 50. And you said women in their 40s. So if it's in their 40s, it means I still have about 5-6 months. At this point, nothing is happening. And let me just, hand over to my sister.
And then I wrote everything down. We started dancing. Because anytime I send him a message, he doesn't respond. He just says thumbs up, nothing. I would just get so mad. And the next thing, he started sending his pictures. And I was like, does he want the relationship back and all that? And then after maybe a few days, he now said, can we get back together? Pastor, this time around, I was not joking on the altar. I was his name. I was holding it to my chest. This time around, you are not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And then everything was just perfect.
The wedding date was set,
and then
I was planning her wedding. We're just going, and I just felt I was just so happy. For some reason, I just didn't know why I was really happy. But before Pastor even talked about we're gonna start dancing again, I had started doing that, dancing and just thanking God, for everything. My sister's wedding that is coming up, I was just so happy to be planning. And jokingly, when we went to buy her cake, I told her this one I'm helping you around. Now when it's my turn, you now say that you're feeling weak, you're feeling sick, and we just laughed about it. One of my friends came visiting, and when she came visiting, she's like, but what about that your guy? I'm like, please, just keep it at one side. I'm not interested. She's like, no, life is spiritual. Something must have gone wrong, that I should just send me a message. So I said, okay. I sent him a message, and so in the morning, I woke up to a reply. He now said something very shocking, even when I still think about it, it gives me goosebumps. He said, guess what happened? I came into the kitchen, and on my kitchen counter, I found 2 pieces of paper. I looked around know how this paper got here, and while he was still trying to digest that, my message now came in. He was like, no, this is not a coincidence. And then he heard in his spirit, it is time. So that's what he now wrote. And Pastor, that's how we started talking. And then he now said to me, oh, I'm coming to see you in July because I'm going to start work in September. And I'm like, so in my mind, I'm like, okay, we just started talking. So it means he's talking about next year, July. He was like, no, this July, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to finish what we started. And I was like, okay, Pastor,
that's how
it's hard to just process. So my sister's wedding, boom, happened
It was
gloriously.
like 6 weeks apart.
6 weeks apart, and
She
everything.
got married.
I got married July.
My parents are
13th.
happy. My parents are both alive, and my dad is 87, and he was still strong.
And you're gonna see a picture of my dad walking us, both of us, down the aisle. And her marriage happened in June, mine happened in July. Sisters, if you're believing God for a husband, like you see this altar, there is fire on this altar.
And we got the best men. They adore us. Like
they worship.
Pastor, let me tell you something. When we got married, one night he now tapped me in the middle of the night, and I said, "Is everything okay? You're the best wife. God gave me a good wife." And I said, "Okay, you should have told me this
in the morning." The
like,
same thing with me, Pastor. Like when he was I got so emotional when he told me that. I thought life was over for me. I thought like nothing good would ever come into my life, and God decided to honor him. And because of this, my husband that never used to go to church, he said he's going to be committed. He said God has been so merciful towards him that he just has to find his way back to church, back to that God. We pray every day. We we just pray and we trust God, and our lives is a living proof that God truly exists.
They're even living better than people are living outside the country.
Yeah.
What God cannot do does not exist.
And then we're gonna do our signature dance, because we love dancing. If you go online, you see they say the twins are always dancing. So yeah, we are gonna dance. We're gonna dance to having great husbands. We're gonna dancing into 50 because we're turning 50 this year, and God has been amazing. Pastor Jerry. People say the oil on your head will never, like the river, the ocean,
the sea,
the
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, your life is a living, testimony. So this is from the twins. What God cannot do does not exist.
Somebody celebrate a rock! 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 Someone give the Lord a loud shout! People of God, we dey pray! We dey pray! What our God cannot do! Was I the only one that heard that thing? Was I the only one that heard that word of knowledge? Insane! Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for listening to the end. Please like this video, share it with someone, and kindly subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for your support. God bless you.